Welcome, you're watching Kaleidoscope Srilanka Live News Capsule. It's International Zero Waste Day, and this machine, which you may have seen at some supermarkets, truly does that. Tries to make Earth zero waste, and you get cash for it too. Trash2Cash was launched by a new startup, Trash2Cash, to collect recyclable waste and give cash for that waste. The brainchild of founder Trash2Cash, Dr Himesh Fernando, we met up with him at Kiel Supermarket at Dali Road to check it out. Himesh, welcome. Firstly, how big is the plastic problem in Sri Lanka?
Sri Lanka generates 938 metric tons a day of plastic, right? And then of which 4% only enters the recycling stream. So the other 96% goes into landfills, waterways, or are burnt, or enters the seas. So there's a big gap between the quantity getting consumed on a daily basis and only a 4% of that actually making its way through to the recyclers. So that's the gap we're trying to bridge with Trash2Cash.
How did Trash2Cash come about? I mean, what was the process like?
So I'm a big beach lover. I live close to the beach in Mount Lavinia. I live close to the beach in Matra, that's my parents are. So I do a lot of the coastal drive. I take the old Gaul Road. Along the way, I stop, several places, have a cup of tea, a coffee, have a dip. So I've seen the landscape change over the last 10 years from, it's being very clean, nice beaches to how much of plastics actually littered all around the beaches. And even on the Mount Beach, when you swim, you trample on lots of flexi polythene packaging at the seabed. So also knowing the fact that recyclers in Sri Lanka, like eco-spindles, are running under capacity, so they have so much more that they can process in their plant. The biggest problem is not enough plastics are flowing through to them for recycling, right? So obviously there's a big gap. Consumption, massive loads, recycling only small amount makes it through. So we are trying to see, with this initiative, we're trying to see how do you ensure all of that gets generated gets funneled into the recycling stream, and that's how Trash2Cash came about.
So if someone has a plastic bottle, what's the process?
The behavioral change we expect is at a household level, at a business level. When you consume, so you consume maybe 1, 2, 3 bottles a day as a family. Plastics, it could be any form of plastic, right? I mean, any plastic bottle. Not only plastic, Tetra Paks, aluminum cans, all of that. What we expect is don't put it into your normal rubbish, normal garbage or your plastic garbage, which you hand it into municipality waste, because that's another problem again. Only certain municipalities it enters the recycling stream. What we're saying is collect all of them in your household into a different bag, and surely you have a very recurrent behavior of coming to a supermarket maybe once a week, once in 2 weeks. So put it in your car or any other mode of transport you're using. Bring it when you come, maybe once a month, once in 2 weeks. Use the machine, put it all in, get all the credit, and use it as an incentive when you pay your bill. So it's better than just throwing it into garbage and getting nothing out of it. And we ensure all of it, actually none of it enters the landfills and all goes into recycling stream.
How much money does one get for a bottle?
So for any plastic bottle, you name any drinking, milk, shampoo, conditioner, it's 1 rupee. Any Tetra Pak, the ambevalas, the kotmalas, the anchors, any juice carton, 1 rupee. Any can, a beer can, soft drink can, energy drink, 1 rupee. So all of that you can collect, each item gets a rupee.
And the redemption plan?
You get a text message at the end of the session and under your phone number, because you got to put in your phone number. When you pay the bill, you just mention your phone number just like you would redeem any point system. And the cashier will see how many points you've accumulated at the system, and it will come out of your bill. You only have to pay the remainder to settle your groceries.
And the redemption plan? Where does the cash come from?
Part of the money we generate to sustain this comes from actually the waste you give in, right? We monetize that. We give it to recyclers, we earn money through that. But also how we develop this business model is this problem is not only for the consumer or for us, right? There are so many corporates, there are so many importers, there are so many plastics manufacturers who also have targets and needs around wanting to recycle the plastics. There are policies, there are governmental policies around it. So we've tapped into all these different stakeholders in a way that we monetize each of their expectations and make sure we recycle everything under those particular brands.
Where do these bottles go?
The plastic bottles, we work with downstream recyclers like eco-spindles who shred it, who make it into a yarn, and then onward value chain into fabric manufacture, and then garment manufacture ultimately for plastics. For Tetra Paks, we work with a company, a recycling company called Ecomaximus. So it gets again fragmented, the polyal gets separated from the cardboard. The cardboard part of the carton gets into book and paper production. Very useful, it goes back into schools and various other export markets. Aluminium cans, we work with the existing aluminium fabrication value chain. So again, the cans get melted and they go into aluminium sheet fabrication back into the production line for new aluminium. It's infinite, the aluminium recycling.
This message needs to go out. How are you going to do that?
So we are a startup. We currently use a lot of social media advertising and the word of mouth and WhatsApp has worked for us quite a lot. But together with our partner network like Kiehl's, Haley's Advantage, Nestle, we utilize a lot of other PR and various other on-ground activations to take this message out.
You've also done a pilot project in a school. How has that panned out?
So it was a very gamified recycling initiative. We started with the lower school, the kids, because we feel that's where the change happens. So gamified in the sense it was a competition. All of the households, whatever that's recyclable, plastics, cartons, cans, you collect. You bring it to school when you come. So at each class level, there's a collection that's measured by the class teacher. It's called the Recycling Thursday. Dr. Sutra consolidates, reconciles that the weight, and for the equivalent of the weight that's handed over, we incentivize the school and the environment club so that everyone wins out of the collection. And for kids, it's a fantastic game for them to win something at the end of the term.
What sort of partners are you looking for?
We are mainly looking for corporates for whom this is also a problem. So FMCG companies, mainly because all their packaging is mainly plastics or Tetra Paks or cans related. We are solving a problem for everyone, not for ourselves only or not for the government only. We are solving a problem for all corporate stakeholders for whom this is a problem. So we encourage them. So just like with Kiehl's and Nestle, who has already partners, and Haley's Advantage in logistics, who have already partnered, we are calling out for all corporates for whom this is a problem to hold hands with us to solve this together, and that will help facilitate our business model.
Are there prototypes or examples you're taking from any other country?
So this reverse vending concept is not a new thing to the world. It's happening in other parts of the world like Germany, Norway, Sweden, and the US and all of that. So the difference is it's government backed. There's a price the customer pays, 10-20 cents on top of what they pay for the product when they're buying it, and that funds the system. So we looked at, we adopted a different business model, but we also looked at what technologies have worked in other countries, and we've adopted similar hardware with tweaks necessary for our country, and also the software stemming from our country. So we've taken the best of the world and implemented to a customized system in Sri Lanka.
What's the next step for Trash2Cash?
So we've got a vision of making all homes and businesses zero waste. So every household, every business has a waste footprint, right? Whether it's consumables, whether it's byproduct, whether it's packaging, whether it's organic waste, or whether it's furniture, clothing, books, whatever you don't use or whatever you throw away. We feel there's economic value in everything, this material that's thrown away. What we want to do is extract all of that, the economic value, funnel all of that material and make a business model out of that economic value, and making sure the material gets channeled into the necessary downstream partners for material recycling. That's our vision.
Kaleidoscope is on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. Subscribe, follow and do like us for more great content.
You focus on your goals. We will take care of the risks. Srilanka Life.